Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome, of course, to the JAL Ministry, Reach Online Church. It is me, Victoria Baxter, here, the founding teacher, and you can learn more at www.thejalministry.com. Listen, if you are seeing my face on a Monday, even if it's not a little bit bright and early, the way I normally try to pop in on Mondays, either way, it is still time for Mountain Moving Monday. And I want to provide you with just a little bit of inspiration and encouragement in order to move your mountains today and over the next couple of days for the next week and everything. All right. And I want to talk about fruits. All right. Fruits are something that most of us, at least, we all like them. We love them. But of course, it's keeping in mind that not all fruits are good. There are some bad fruits. There are some good ones. Of course, the good ones we read about, like in Galatians 5, when it talks about the fruits of the Spirit, that are produced because of our relationship with God and our connection to Him and allowing Jesus to be the vine that dwells inside of us. Of course, we talk about producing good fruits. We talk about the fruits of our labor. So those are all good fruits. And right now, I'm sure that there are some things that you are doing in your life in hopes that you would actually produce good fruit. Like some of us, we have jobs, there are businesses, there are ministries, we have children, there are all of these different things. And we are planting seeds in hopes that good fruit will actually sprout forth. Now, the thing is, when we examine our obedience, it's realizing that we absolutely reap what we sow in all ways and in all things. And as I was looking at the story, of course, of I want to say Abraham and Sarah, and looking at Hagar, I came across Genesis 16:9, and I'm not sure why this really stuck out to me the way it did, but I'm going to share it with you. So, of course, what happens here, a little bit of the backstory. This is, when God had already told Abraham and Sarah that they were going to have a child. They figured that they were old. They figured that God needed their help instead of just receiving the instructions that were given to them. So Sarah actually gave her maidservant Hagar to Abraham and said, "Hey, go have sex with my husband. That way you can conceive and we can have this child that God promised us." She was not obedient to what was told, even though no instructions were necessarily given. She figured that maybe God needed a little bit of help. So, of course, Hagar became pregnant, has this child. She's being pregnant now with Ishmael, and Sarah then starts treating Hagar harshly. She starts mistreating her and being very unfair to her. So Hagar takes off running like, "Hey, deuces, I don't have time for this. I didn't sign up for this. It's time for me to go." Genesis 16:9. The angel of the Lord said to Hagar, "Return to your mistress and submit to her authority." And I found that to be very interesting because it's like even on the run, she had a divine interruption and she was told, "Hey, return and submit to your mistress." When you look at what submit means in the context, especially, in the Bible and here in this passage, submit means, to afflict, oppress, humble, be afflicted, to be bowed down, to humble oneself to someone. So here it's like talking about, hey, go back to this person, regardless of what it is that you might have to endure, regardless of how you feel about it. This is where I need you to be. I need you to be obedient to what is being said to you. And a lot of times we don't like hearing that, right? Especially when we feel as if, like, no, I should not have to endure that. Like, no, I don't think it's fair, that I have to be spoken to like that. I don't think it's fair that I have to endure that or whatever else. We, see that happen a lot of times in marriages. We see it happen, jobs. Some people believing that they are above the law. Some people have excuses on why they break certain laws and why they do certain things. And we're not allowed to do that. And I think, and especially even when you think about marriage, and I think about, just what submitting is and what it stands for. A lot of women I know sometimes have issues with submission if they don't like what it is that the man is saying or doing or speaking of or whatever else. But the thing is, when it comes to submission, we don't get to pick and choose what we submit to. We are to submit to those who are in authority, point blank, period. And anytime that you decide that you know better than the person that's in charge, you are now being disobedient to the word of the Lord. You are being disobedient to God because He has many different scriptures and many words that speak on submission and speaks on, to submitting to authority and, and governing offices and things like that. And of course, you have to be careful because pride is something that that is spoken of a lot, I'm sorry, in the Bible as well. We know that pride is something that can be very, very destructive if you are not mindful. So I just want to remind you today, whatever fruit that you are hoping to produce, make sure that you are being obedient. Make sure that you are submitting. And it's always someone that we have to submit to. If nothing else, you need to at least be submitting to the word of the Lord. You need to at least be submitting to God and to what he actually, has lined up for you to do. You have to submit to his will and submit to his way. And I'm going to give you the scripture that I know I've probably said about maybe 20 different times in the past couple of months, but go with me to Colossians 3:23 through 24. And it says, work willingly at whatever you do as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance as your reward, and that the master that you are serving is Christ. It's not about them, it's not about anyone else. It says you are serving Christ. That is the only master. That is the one who is going to bless you. That is the one who is going to see your efforts. That is the one who is going to see what you are enduring. That is the one who is going to see if you are being mistreated. All you have to worry about is serving Christ and working well at whatever it is you do. And you want to be mindful when it comes to being disobedient and when it comes to being, insubordinate, because this chapter also talks about disobedience. Go down to verse 25. But if you do what is wrong, you will be paid back for the wrong you have done, for God has no favorites. Now, some people are going to read that and they're going to automatically think about the person that is mistreating them. Well, again, you are told to submit. You are told to submit to those who are in authority. You are told to work willingly at whatever it is that you're doing because you are working for Jesus. And if you do what is wrong, as in being disobedient, being insubordinate, refusing to submit, then you will be paid back for the wrong you have done. For God has no favorites. Listen, there's always someone in a higher position. You're never going to be in charge. You're never fully in control, and that's fine. Mountains move when you're obedient. Mountains move and bow down when you are willing to bow down. So don't let what you reap be detrimental to all that you've prayed for, because no matter what it is you sow, you are going to reap. All right. This is not the season for resistant seeds. You're not going to yield much of anything if obedience is where you struggle. So maybe ask God to come in and, hey, show me those areas that I need to clean up. Show me the things that I'm doing that are displeasing to you. Show me where I'm not, where I'm being a little bit resistant and fighting back against those who you have placed in authority. Make sure that you submit to God and anyone else who is over you. All right. I pray that you receive this word. I pray that, those seeds would get planted deep inside of you. I pray that you would maybe have some type of revelation, going forth on today. And that's it. That is my prayer for you. And listen, God bless you and thank you for tuning in. I pray that you have a fantastic Monday. I pray that you stay home or at least in a cool office, because it is hot out there. Like, I'm in South Carolina. There's already like a heat advisory. Like, this is not my weather at all. So I want to just stay as cool as possible. But listen, you have a fantastic day. Of course, you can visit the site www.thejalministry.com in order to subscribe, purchase books to help you with your spiritual journey. You can sow into the ministry, read the blog. There's much to do there. And again, just have a fantastic Monday. Be blessed. And I will talk to you all later on in the week when it's time for our online Bible study as we finish up the Can You Be Trusted series. Take care.